Hey, welcome to the podcast, JD.
Chad,
And
you know the deal.
We're back. This is podcast number 8, Under the Influence.
We're too lazy to come up with names and numbers. It is.
Yeah, we're condensing it again this week. Try to sum it all up. We're almost out of football, so what are we supposed to do?
There's not a whole lot going on in nerddom at this point in time because half the series we watch aren't even back in yet.
We cannot wait for Game of Thrones. I know we say that every week.
Yes, but we gotta wait till after till Memorial Day weekend when
April 12th.
is it April 12th this year?
April 12th. That's when it comes back.
Wow, usually because HBO usually does free on the premiere week of Game of Thrones.
Well, I think the way they got
hooked.
The way they got around that was that, like you said, they're putting the last 2 episodes in theater. So that might be their way around that. Because that does, I'm pretty sure that gets a lot of people. A lot of people just TiVo everything they have.
Well, but that's what worked for me. Is I sat down and watched the entire second season and watched the first episode of the third, and then I got hooked.
Yeah.
Then I had to go buy everything.
Starting off with Nerd Talk again. That happens every week.
Well, we always start there, and then we go into football, and then we go back.
Circle back. All right, well, we will dive into football. This one owes me $10.
What? It was a good call. I would have taken Peyton Manning.
Last week, if you didn't watch, we made predictions. All my predictions were right. I wasn't right about scores, but I was close on a couple. But
Yeah, you go the extra mile. I do not.
yeah, but I still won. All my predictions were right. I'm hoping this week I'm going to be right.
I was right about 2. Because I said I thought New England was going to win, but I kind of wanted Baltimore to win.
You picked Baltimore still. But you did pick the Packers.
And I did pick the Seahawks.
Yes. But you just blew it on the AFC. Too much of your heart in that one. You really you hate Tom Brady, and you love Peyton Manning.
I really wanted to see Manning versus Rodgers in the Super Bowl. I just wanted to see it. That's what I wanted.
Now you're good. You might have Brady versus Rodgers. That won't be bad. It won't be bad.
Rodgers gonna be. It could be luck. I'm pulling for the Colts this week. I'm gonna call it right now. Colts.
All right. To sum up last week, we both made predictions on who would win. I predicted Pats, Colts. I picked the Colts as much as he's going to pick them this week and be on their bandwagon.
I hate Tom Brady.
Then I also picked the Packers, and I also picked the Seahawks. We both wanted the Panthers to beat the Seahawks, but
it wasn't going to happen. There was no way.
They had a chance. They gave themselves a good chance, but 2 touchdowns. I predicted 3 touchdowns, but close enough.
What do you got on there first? Pats and Colts?
We'll go that route. Pats and Colts. Who do you got and why? Okay, well, hold on. Last week, why were you making the predictions you made last week? Was it strictly based on you don't like Tom Brady, or did you see that the Ravens had a better chance? I'd have given Pittsburgh a better chance to beat them.
That's what I said. I thought the Steelers' offense had a better chance of keeping pace with Tom Brady. I didn't think Flacco was going to be able to do it, but I was hoping Baltimore's D was going to step up. Just didn't happen.
To be fair, Baltimore's offense I thought played very good.
They did. They
had him on the ropes.
That last play, though, man. I mean, all it would have taken was one tip.
Well, no.
I mean, he got that tip, and it came back. And if that guy would have been like, boop, and then going in the end zone, game over.
I was talking about the interceptions.
What?
If he'd thrown that ball if he just said hut and just thrown it up, I think Steve Smith would have ran and got it, and he probably would have had a touchdown. Instead, he waited for it to develop, and by then the safety was over the top.
Yeah.
If he'd have just thrown it sooner and let him go get it, I think he'd have caught it. And I don't think he got a touchdown, but he probably would have at least got within 10-yard line.
Well, any defense ranked above 10, you can't give them any time to think.
Yeah.
The more time you give them to think, the less likely the play is going to go off. It's those quick, well, like what the Patriots did with Amendola to Edelman. It was quick. It happened too fast. No one could react. It left too much space open on the left side of the field.
How
the right
about
side of the field
Amendola?
worked.
He was supposed to be picked to be the next Wes Welker in New England. He didn't show up the last 2 years because he's been in and out with injuries.
Yeah.
He's showed up. The last
really
3 or 4 weeks, he's been a really big part of their football scheme, so to speak.
I mean,
he's been good. I'm just giving him credit. He's been good.
Well, but I'm not
going
to be that guy that says I hate the Patriots and they suck. They don't suck. There's nothing that sucks about them.
You just hate the Patriots.
They were okay. I just hate the Patriots. I like Robert Kraft. I think their owner is a really nice, charitable, wonderful
I
individual.
didn't know he was Asian until this week.
Really?
I really didn't know that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Asian until this week. Good guy, though.
Yeah.
As soon as someone, fucks up, you're gone.
You're gone. We ain't playing with that.
Who did it with Moss? The year after they went to the Super Bowl and went undefeated when they lost, they by a lucky catch. But they still lost, but they went undefeated. The next year, Randy Moss says the wrong thing to the media, out, gone instantly, like that.
Robert Kraft is the new Art Rooney of the NFL.
Yeah.
The Kraft family is now the family that doesn't take shit from nobody. And if you don't want to be a good little boy and play by their rules, there's the road.
And the Colts game, I don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Peyton Manning. It's gonna sound like I hate him, and I have a lot of hate towards him. I don't. But something is just wrong. Since he's played the Rams and they lost 22-7.
Well, that's when they said he got that torn quadricep.
Yeah, and
I'm hoping he actually is injured and they're not just like, well, this is why Peyton Manning sucked today.
I don't think it has anything to do with it. I really don't.
Think he's done?
I would hate for him to just keep trying to like hang on, and we just watch him deteriorate before our eyes.
Well, that's what I said.
Like look at like for
I don't
example,
I don't want to see him do that.
like Brett Favre. You used this comparison last week. I'm going to twist it a little bit.
Go for it.
The first year he played for the Vikings was an amazing year. He was like 38 touchdowns, like 12 interceptions, got to the NFC Championship game, and still, I believe it was Adrian Peterson's fault, but I'm not going to get too much into that. The next year, he tried it again, and he was atrocious all year. Just not a good
Couldn't
team. Wasn't good, and they couldn't protect him. I don't know. I think they got a little tired of his shenanigans, but he's not showing up for training camp and then like, oh, I want to play now.
Yeah,
it's not fair to. I think it was Travaris Jackson at the time. Wasn't fair to him. Wasn't fair to the other quarterback that he had on his name. But it's not fair to your teammates when you do that. I don't think Peyton Manning will do that, but I don't want to see him like he had a good year last year. This year was pretty good, not as good as last year, but still pretty good by his standards. It was not his best. Next year, I hate to say it, but he might. The last month of the season, he was like 16 touchdowns and 14 interceptions.
Yeah, but look at what's going to happen in the offseason this year. John Fox is gone. Jack Del Rio is gone.
That's what I mean. It's just going to. You have.
And then what? Two of his top three guys are free agents?
Well, you got Jacob Tamme. You got Julius Talamas. I'm pretty sure Wes Welker's a free agent too.
Demarius. He is.
They're going to sign.
I'm just saying they got all that empty space, and then they're saying, well, he's going to make his decision in 5 to 6 weeks.
They might still have Wes Welker, but they don't. They still have Sanders too. They have both of them because Wes Welker got a 3-year deal.
Well, I'm telling you right now, you don't want to go into the combine and you don't want to go into the draft without a head coach and a viable quarterback, because no one's going to want to go there.
Who do you think would coach the Colts or the Broncos?
Well, if John Elway's not a dumbass, which in 95 and 96 I would have said he was a dumbass, but we're beyond that now. You need to go out and get Dick LeBeau. He resigned. He didn't retire. He's still available. Go get him. Pay him whatever he wants. He's probably one of the greatest.
I haven't watched some TV or listened or reading the internet much lately.
Well, the TV's not going to tell you this, but the back channels, because since we live in Garrett County, it is so close to Pittsburgh, there's a lot of people close to the organization that come down here to get away for the weekend. Rumor has it is that the Rooneys asked him to resign, that Tomlin and him were not getting along.
Why?
I have no idea.
Hasn't he been there since like the 70s?
He's coached for the Steelers for 50 years. I think 50 years.
I don't know.
It's been like forever.
I don't know Steelers. I don't know your point on that one.
And what, Butler, some guy no one's ever heard of, is now their defensive coordinator. So we'll see how that goes.
I'll get to that about the Redskins. A guy I never heard of got hired by them, but I'll get to that later.
So yeah, I got the Colts.
I picked the Colts against what's her name. I just think something about him, man. That guy's he has the it factor.
But he's such a nice guy.
I know.
I mean, he pisses people off because he's that nice guy.
Oh yeah,
it's just like,
if you sack him, he's like, good job, man. Good play. Good play. Good spin move. I like that. Next time, get a little lower, and you'll get more leverage. You get to me quicker. I won't get rid of the football. You know, he just does those things, man. He's a football player.
He's so good at being an asshole that you love him for it.
I don't think he does it to be an asshole, but it just comes off like he's one.
Hey, my dad always said, "Kill him with kindness." It pisses him off twice as bad.
Yeah. So I just think he's on a run, and I do have the Patriots winning. Now the Colts defense is like 10 times better than they were when they met earlier this year.
Yeah.
When Jonas Gray had like 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, their middle is stacked up a little bit better.
Well, I think they're just playing better. I don't know if they've gotten better or if they're just playing better. Like they just rally behind that quarterback. They still don't have a running game. I'm not sold on Aaron or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He doesn't exactly have elite receivers.
No.
I don't put Reggie Wayne as elite anymore after his ACL tear.
No, but Fleener always comes up with the ball somehow.
He like me and you talk about this. He's the master of the check down, and he uses it very, very methodically.
Well, you don't have to beat him on one play.
I know.
His
this is what he said during his combine interview, his quarterback camp for John Gruden.
Mm-hmm.
You never go broke taking a profit. If you can get 3 or 4 yards, just dumping down the quarterback. If you do that every play, you're gonna get a first down every 3 plays.
Yeah.
You know. So I have the Patriots. Something about they're destined. They're just destined this year. But I would not cry if the Colts went to the Super Bowl. I would not be upset about that.
I'm taking the Colts.
I'm taking the Patriots. Tom Brady, you may hate him, but he's still a good player, and I would love to see him get one more Super Bowl.
I don't think he needs any more Super Bowls.
Why?
I think he already sold his soul to the devil. He's done.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so that's that. Now let's go to the Packers and Seahawks. I owe Devontae Adams an apology real quick. I've given you a lot of shit, but you showed up this Sunday.
Dude did show up.
You just showed up and put a whipping on them old Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Woo!
God, I'm so happy to see him lose.
But I do owe you an apology, dude. You balled out. You balled out this week.
Brought it like a big boy.
Didn't go down. You shook off the defender and just took off. Oh, it's great.
Maybe he played better because he saw that and he didn't want to piss you off.
I told you he was watching it.
See?
It's Tom Brady.
Him and Peyton Manning were sitting there watching it together.
So, okay, Packers. God, I was worried the whole game. They didn't look like they could stop the Cowboys. They did not look like they were going to stop
Well, I didn't think they
were
going to stop them. I never thought it was going to come down to the defenses winning that game. It was going to come down to who had the ball at the end.
Now, question: do you think that catch?
It was not a catch by rule.
He
was in transition. He did not establish ground and containment at the same time.
Yeah.
He came down with it and pretty much like this. Ball was still moving, even though his arms were still moving. Ball was still moving in his hands. Came down on the second foot and didn't take a step. He took a fall. He fell. That ball blatantly hit the ground. And granted, he did maintain possession of it, but the ground caused the ball to move. That is no catch.
Now, I have seen a decent argument, just a decent one, that says that how come a ball can't cause a fumble?
The ground
can't cause a fumble, but it can cause an incomplete pass. The reason why. For those of you that are Dallas fans and you had it all weekend to bitch and fucking complain about it, the reason why that is because the running back has established possession the second he's handed the football.
Yes.
Okay? So he's got 3 or 4 steps to go making moves with the football retained possession. If you're in the air, the second you catch it, you're not in possession. The second you catch it, you get your feet down, and even if you're falling out of bounds, you still have to retain the possession and make sure the ball is secure. He's falling down. He did not make a quote-unquote football play. That's what everyone was trying to say. He made a football play to launch to the end zone. No, he fell. He fell that way.
No, I like the way Mike Pereira said it. A move common to the game.
A move common to the game.
I love that.
The move common to the game is hanging on to the football. Now, if he would have here's what I personally think. I think he got greedy. He tried to reach for the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
If he'd have just fell, he was falling on his back. As he fell, he turned to do that. Then he dropped the football. The football got bobbled. If he'd have just kept it close to his chest, they got the ball on the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, they would have been right there. So this is for you, Des. If that was a catch, then last week that was most certainly pass interference.
Yes. Now, in my opinion, I was sitting there watching the game live, and I said, "Take the field goal." I literally said that. Take the damn field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Take the field goal. Your defense has not been horrible against Aaron Rodgers all day.
You've contained him.
Take the field goal. There's 4 minutes left. Punt it. Do the kickoff. Pin him in the 20. You get a 3 and out with about the 2-minute warning left and a couple timeouts. You have 2 minutes to make a drive to at least get a field goal for the go-ahead, right? They're down 5? 5.
Was it 5?
I think it was 5.
Yeah, it would have been 5.
Okay? That's what my thought process was. I was like, take the field goal. Take the points.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take the points. So that was my personal thought process on that. But, dude, I liked what I saw out of the Packers on offense. What did you not notice that for a while they were going shotgun? Randall Cobb was in the backfield.
Yeah.
Or was it Randall? Yeah.
Yeah, Cobb's
Nelson, Devontae Adams, and both the tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a wicked set, man.
Well, it's just spreading them apart.
Well,
They knew, but I mean,
not
they
only
knew
that,
more.
you're going to have Randall Cobb covered by a linebacker when he comes out of the backfield.
Yeah.
This is genius. I sat there, I'm like, wow, this is bold, but it's genius.
Well, see, but that's what would make a really interesting game is Rodgers versus Brady. Because the way Belichick is setting up his little schemes and substitutions that are completely legal, we all read the book, and the way the Packers are doing similar things with different set packages in order to improve the matchups across the board, it'd be a very interesting offensive matchup.
I just like that ingenuity. I like the ingenuity of, okay, Eddie Lacy is pretty good, but we need both our tight ends out there.
Mm-hmm.
We need Devontae Adams and Cobb and no Jordy Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
Just the ingenuity to move all those pieces. Just create so much mismatches.
Well,
I really enjoyed watching that.
But it doesn't
like
give you a chance to double cover anybody.
No, you
At
can't.
all, you can't.
And then,
Because
okay,
everyone has a
what do you do?
chance.
Bring a corner down to cover Cobb when he comes out of the backfield? Then you got a linebacker covering Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, forget about it.
Okay, and you got both your tight ends occupying other tight ends or other linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you got to bracket them with the safety. Oh my God, it was just genius. It was
nice.
just genius. I was just watching. I'm like, this is borderline just awesome. Is Eddie Lacy injured, by the way? Because he had spurts of the
Concussion.
game. Is concussion?
Okay, I think.
And
No. He went out with a
injured?
concussion in the first Seahawks game. That's what happened. He did something in that game. They had to pull him because Stark was killing it.
Starks got injured too, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he took a little hurt.
But I did like that. I really did. I was watching. I was like, Randall Cobb's in the backfield. I like this. I was like, I like this.
Hey,
Those guys got no subs either. Usually, you got enough wide receivers that give subs here and there, and enough tight ends. They had no subs.
That's all they
second
got.
half. That's all they had. So I was like watching it and all. I'm like, this is awesome.
That's
I
good
love
stuff.
good ingenuity, good offensive ingenuity. We both have the Packers in this game, right?
Yeah, we're taking the Packers.
It's gonna be close.
At Seattle, it's going to be close.
It's either
but Aaron Rodgers has probably one of the best hard counts in the league.
Probably. Yeah, my phone going nuts. Pats Colts real quick. I think the Patriots are gonna win by a touchdown, maybe 10 points.
I'll take the Colts by 3.
Colts by 3. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. The Seahawks. I hate to say it. They just look really freaking good.
I hate the Seahawks.
Well, I don't hate the
Seahawks. I just, all right, you know what? You won your Super Bowl. Shut the fuck up.
You can say anything about the Packers. They won one.
They've won a lot.
They've won more. Yeah, they've won.
But I have an affinity for the Packers.
It's called Title Town.
For
Aaron Rodgers is one of my favorite quarterbacks. So, and I do not dislike a handful of players on the Seahawks. I like Russell Wilson. I actually like Marshawn Lynch. I don't think he should have to talk to the damn media. That's just my opinion.
No, I think you shouldn't be able to. I don't think that should be part of your job duty. That's what the quarterback's there for. And
you get paid extra money to talk to the media?
No, but they'll take money if you don't.
And they'll also take money if you don't use their headphones that they want you to use.
Which is
but
bullshit.
You can't use someone else's headphones that they're paying you to wear.
If I'm not in my uniform yet, then I don't have to wear your shit because that saying is part of. If I'm in the uniform, then I'll have to be in the uniform wearing your bows. Well, guess what? When I stepped off the bus and I had my suit on that didn't have a swoosh on it, that's my time, son. You ain't paying me yet until I get the uniform on.
Yeah, well, that's a different conversation in and of itself. I do like Marshawn Lynch. I do like Russell Wilson. I actually like Doug Baldwin.
Actually, I like Richard Sherman.
I do too. Hey, if you're gonna talk smack, he backs it up.
Be that guy.
You can't say anything bad about him when the guy backs up every time he runs his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's starting to flatten out. I'm trying to get it.
No, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy.
What guy?
We're not going to Terrence. We're not going to Terrence it up.
Yeah, I don't like flat bills. So I don't Cam Chancellor. Was it Thompson? Earl Thompson?
Well, I can't think of a single guy on the Seahawks organization that I hate, but it's
I don't
just
like Pete Carroll. I don't like Pete Carroll.
Nobody likes Pete Carroll. But you did it. Good for you. You have a chance to repeat. If you don't, still hold your head up high. I mean, by no means. The Ravens, you guys should even hold your heads up high because that's pretty damn good considering how you started the season.
Yeah, with your one of your best offensive weapons just being out for the season because
by no fault of the team's.
Yeah,
his own free.
And hey, you found a gem in Forsett. I mean, I would resign him like today. That guy needs like a 3-year deal.
Well, but look at Steve Smith Sr.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, he's washed up, he's done, he's not going to do anything. Boom. What does he do? He comes out, probably has one of the better seasons.
I still don't understand why they got rid of him. Carolina. They said that they want to go in a new direction.
Why does Carolina do anything?
They got rid of him, LaFell, Ted Ginn Jr., and they got rid of one of their tight ends. Do you just... I'm sorry, but if you spent your first round and you're paying Cam Newton all this money, same thing with the Redskins. If you're going to buy a house, what's the first thing you do when you buy a house?
Make sure it has enough bathrooms.
Yes, that, but you bought the house. What do you do after you buy the house? You insure it, right?
Yeah.
Why won't you, help him? Give him weapons. All we had to throw to this year was a damn tight end, Greg Olsen, who's pretty darn good for his age, and Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah, well, sinking all that money into a quarterback when you're not going to sink any money into your back or your outfield, it's not helping anybody.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
And granted, for whatever reason, what the hell, they're running back.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Jonathan Stewart.
Don't NFLnetwork.com. Don't come on at the end of the season and tell me how fantastic he was. I had him on my fantasy team. He fucking sucked.
Yeah, I'm not popular today. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll have to go check that bad boy. All right, Pack Hawks. I'm gonna say it's like a 3-point win. It's not gonna be a big win
For the
I
Pack.
want the Packers to win.
Are you taking the Pack or are you taking the Hawks?
I take the Packers to win.
Okay, I'm taking the Pack too.
My mind says the Hawks got this, and they're gonna be a repeat Super Bowl appearance because I think the Patriots will win regardless. But I do have the Packers getting. Or my heart says Packers. My mind says Hawks. I'm gonna go with my heart on this, but you can't sit there and say the Hawks don't look like the favorites. It's an underdog.
Well, they look like the favorites. They're favored by what, 7 points in Vegas?
At least. And after week one they destroyed them, 36-16. They just destroyed them week one.
Yeah, but they didn't really. But they in the Packers' defense, they never really got the running game established. Now it's a proven fact you can run downfield on them.
Yeah,
you can take it right.
You can
right
pound
up the gut all day long.
Okay, so we got that out of the way. I apologize, Devontae Adams, Dick LeBeau.
What kind of went there with that?
You can start talking about that if you want. But I'm like,
I kind of went there. I can't understand for the life of me having probably the defensive coordinator of defensive coordinators, and you guys are like, nah, you're going to have to go. We can't deal with you anymore. Like, the problem this year with the Steelers defense had nothing to do with how they were coached or the coaches underneath that coach. It had everything to do with just a lack of raw talent. I mean, come on. You had to go back and sign a guy that you let go in order to fill some slots. That tells me you probably should have kept the guy, and that sounds like it's more of a front office decision than it was a coaching decision. Letting that guy go is the biggest mistake, and it's going to come back to haunt you because the next team he goes to, you guys are going to have to face, and it might be the game, and you're going to lose because he's far better.
Where do you think he should go?
I think he should go to Denver. Who needs more help on defense? They had a great offensive puzzle put together, and it looked really, really good. But they were lacking in the defense. Well, they got the players, but I was never convinced Jack Del Rio was the man. Sorry, that's just
I was never convinced John Fox was the man.
But
I didn't. Okay, this is my issue with John Fox, and I know you don't like Tim Tebow, but Tim Tebow, whenever Tim Tebow had to throw the football, he would get 200 yards and be 8 for 8 and get a game-winning touchdown. Yet he'll sit there and say the entire game that, Tim Tebow can't throw, so we've got to run the ball every play and play defense. Whenever the game was on the line and Tim Tebow was allowed to get in the shotgun, a little bit of the read option and throw the football, he was lights out. Why can't you adjust? The NFL is very simple. College, it's a little different. In college, you have a system, you recruit based on your system. Look at Oregon. They recruit fast guys, they recruit thinner linemen that can run, they recruit defenders that fit their style of football. They're not great defenders per se when it comes to elite, but they are ball hawks. They get turnovers. They had 4 turnovers the other night, and they still lost the football game because the offense they just could not score. I don't know why, they just could not score. But the NFL, you draft players for the talent that they are, not because you want to turn them into something else. That's bullshit. If you're going to draft Tim Tebow, play a style that he is comfortable with. Perfect example. When the Redskins drafted RG3, his rookie year, they ran a lot of things similar to what he ran in college. read option. They ran a lot of bubble screens. They ran a lot of quick slants. They gave him the opportunity to get familiar with the NFL and gradually ease him into more NFL-style offenses. That's what you need to do with other players, and that's where I have it. I don't like John Fox. You don't have a player and have him say you're going to be this kind of quarterback, even though you spent your whole career being this kind of quarterback.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It's never worked.
It never is. Never will. Look, the Redskins back in the 80s had Doug Williams. Doug Williams, not a bad arm, could run the ball, but they won a Super Bowl playing to his strengths, not trying to force him to be something he's not.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's with any team. Look at Russell Wilson. He's a perfect example of what happens when a coach gives into the kind of player he is and embraces it rather than fights it.
Play the game, boy.
Yeah. Play your style. Do what you can. Play your style. Take the extra yards. Get down. Keep yourself healthy. That's perfect. Why couldn't that work for Tim Tebow? I know you don't like Tim. I know you like him, but you just don't like him as a quarterback.
I don't like him as a quarterback. I like him as an athlete, but not a quarterback.
But that's
he
why
did very well on like his coverage of the college game this week.
Oh yeah, I love listening to talk. I was on First Take all week.
That just might have been his calling, and he had just had to go through all this shit to get there.
I still think some team will give him a chance at quarterback because they want that kind of fire. Just that kind of. I'm surprised. Imagine that guy in your locker room, not as a starter, just someone there to say, "You can do this, man." I believe in that guy. Just inspired.
You know what surprised me most?
What's that?
Is that when Chip Kelly took over at the Eagles, that he did not give Tim Tebow an interview, a phone call. Hey, you want the backup job?
I think he should have definitely done that.
You're talking about that fire in the locker room. Chip Kelly with his just absolutely super fast-paced, crazy offense, and then you get Tebow, maybe not as your quarterback, but in there to just pump that locker room up. And then think about it. You can still put him in and assign him as a tight end, or hell, even a running back if you want to, depending on what his number is. The same way that the Patriots were doing their silly substitutions.
I get you, but I don't.
Put them both in the backfield, standing right there beside Sanchez or Foles. Hut. Because Foles is big enough to block. He really is. And Tebow is big enough to block, too.
I think it's insulting to the guy of all of the stuff he's done to say to him, we're going to put you at a tight end and we're going to be blocked for another quarterback. That's just my take on that.
Yes, but you might think it's insulting, but Tim Tebow is a team player. He understands that everyone has to do their job or nobody's going to get to the Super Bowl, period.
I understand that. But it's also why you draft the guy for his talents and don't use his talents. Again, it's the same exact thing.
I'm with you. I'm just
That's
saying.
like Reggie Bush was drafted.
Saying it would have been amazing.
Reggie Bush was drafted because of his speed. Can he be an every down back? No, he cannot. Why? He's too small. He can't run between tackles. He gets hit and gets hurt. Okay? That is who he is. You don't see teams trying to force him into being that every down back. No, they play to his strengths.
Yeah, they put him in on third. Well, actually, they were keeping him first and second and then playing Joyke on third, but then that switched off toward the end of the season and they were putting him on third.
So they run him at slot and they run him at
that's what they were keeping him in the third down back, and they were using Joyke Bell as their first and second down heavy hitter.
Yeah,
and it worked. It worked wonderfully. Look, Detroit, look what you did this year. No one but me said you were going. I said you were going. No one else did. Maybe a couple of guys in Detroit.
All right, Rex Ryan. He got hired by.
He was going to get hired. Everybody loves Rex Ryan.
Well, hold on. Who do you think? You think Dick Chabot should be the coach of Denver? You think Dick LeBeau should be the coach?
No, I think Dick LeBeau should go fill their defensive coordinator spot that was vacated by Jack Del Rio. I don't think Dick. He might. Maybe he's ready. Maybe this was his opportunity. I don't know. The dude doesn't look a day over 49. The dude does not look like he's a day over 49.
He doesn't look like a day over 60. I'll give you that.
No, dude is young looking. He is 76 years freaking old.
I just think he's too old a voice. They're going to need a younger coach. I would say, that's a place where Harbaugh should have gone. If he'd have just waited long enough, Denver. He would have been great in Denver.
He would have been great in Denver.
But, okay. Rex Ryan, he got hired by the Bills. I do and I don't like this. I just think he moved from one good defense, shitty offense to another good defense, shitty offense. That's the first thing. I think he will make the defense better. I think he's a better defensive coordinator than Schwartz. I know you like Schwartz because he was in Detroit for so long. But Rex Ryan is way better. He's just way better. And the way that
I have never ever said a negative word about Rex Ryan or his brother or their father.
I have only based on his. I don't think he's a head coach. That's all. I just don't think he's a good head coach. I think he's a great defensive coordinator. I think he's a good motivator, but not as he doesn't know how to manage the entire game of football. If you handed him, if you said you got a year to learn offense and you need to coach an offense, he could not grasp the concept.
Well, but that's when Rex needs to sit back and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to be the head coach and the defensive coordinator. OC, do OC stuff. He likes to meddle too much in the inner workings of the offense.
No, well, here's the issue. He uses all the salary cap to buffer his defense, and he thinks that without any offense, he's going to win with just a good defense.
No, you need to fire. He uses something on offense.
Like he uses all of his first-round picks, defense. All of his second-round picks, defense. All the free agency signs, pretty much defense. Name me one good free agent. Well, he got 2 last year, so I can't say it. Decker wasn't bad, and Chris Johnson wasn't bad. Those are 2 decent free agent pickups he had last year, but it wasn't great. Neither of them were great players.
Well, Harvin was a good idea. It was a good idea.
You need an offensive innovator.
I'm just saying it was a good idea.
The idea was good.
You're stacking up this part, but you need this guy. The guy who's literally helming the chair is the guy you need. Nice to add the pieces to the chessboard, but if you don't have a king back there, there's no point in playing the game.
And with Buffalo, basically you're going right back to the same thing. No quarterback, mediocre to bad offense. That's putting it politely. Great defense. That defense put every quarterback, all the top 3 quarterbacks in the league on the ropes the last.
Orton retired, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, Doug Marrone. Well, where do you think you're going to get another head coaching job, dude?
I don't know. That team
looked, seriously.
That team was hot.
Yeah, but he had that 3-day window to say new ownership, I'm out, and he left without having anything else up for grabs. Like the Raiders are spoken. What's left now? Atlanta.
You have the Bears.
Well, Atlanta now Denver.
The Bears.
Chicago.
Let's see what else.
What did Marrone do before? Was he offensive?
I honestly have no idea.
This goes back to that positive comment we got the other week.
49ers.
Being off the coach.
49ers are open.
Oh, yeah, 49ers. Okay, there's 4 teams open for a head coach. I don't think any of them are going for Marrone.
Yeah, I thought maybe Rex should run there.
Nah, he's
hit
not.
That defense.
Sunny California is not his thing. He needs. I'm sorry, Rex Ryan's he's built for the Northeast. Look at him. Look at him.
Well,
even after Weight Watchers.
He wants to coach the Patriots. I think that's what he really wants because he likes how they give you what you need enough to win, and he can turn. He can turn water into wine.
He's not going to work with Robert Kraft because Robert Kraft does not want personalities in the locker room.
I'm saying as a coach, he's very good at turning water into wine.
Yes, but he's
crap and making gold out of it.
He's not Belichick. He can't just sit there and be like, press conference over. Fucking hate everything, including my life. I haven't done enough. Out the door. Like the Family Guy bit on Belichick was spot on. The guy never smiles. He'll never laugh.
You ever seen Frank Caliendo? Oh, I was.
Yeah, like
puppy.
Yeah, it actually needed like translation at the bottom of the screen. Man, if only we had that. Maybe we need to do that for our deaf listeners.
Well, maybe. You actually have it on there.
Do I?
No, there's actually closed captioning whenever you can.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Nice.
You can have closed captioning. But
can you hear that?
Okay. I'm gonna bitch about the Redskins real quick. The Redskins.
Are you going back to that South Carolina thing?
Yeah.
You have to make this make sense to me because you asking about that, then talking about bitching about the Redskins made no sense.
Okay, I'll get to that. The Redskins just hired a defensive coordinator. It's a linebacking coach for the Chargers. Why you hired him, I have no fucking idea. Now, I'm going to give you we had Wade Phillips out there. There was Rex Ryan. You could have offered him a lot of money and got him. But you don't go after a big-name guy who has credentials and has a little bit of an aura as a defensive mind, and people will respect him.
What, Joe Barry? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, he's a linebacker
assistant. Joe Barry as defensive. Okay.
Now,
getting caught up.
My issue with this is my issue with Dan Snyder. He does this every few years. And this is what I mean by going full circle. Whenever he bought the team, he hired Norv Turner to be his head football coach.
Your owner's an idiot.
Norv Turner is not a bad offensive mind, but he's not a good head coach. He doesn't know how to micromanage another draft. Okay? Heath Schuler is a prime example of that. Quarterback, first overall pick, and he never amounted to anything. Okay? Norv Turner had like 1 year in the playoffs, and then we sucked for the rest of it. So fires him, and this is the pattern he has. This is what I'm getting to. Is he goes out and he'll hire a coach that has no name and has never had experience in the pro circuit. For example, he went and got Steve Spurrier from Florida, the Florida Gators.
Yeah, that worked out.
Okay? Didn't work out. He tried to run his fun and gut offense, and he tried bringing in quarterbacks that he had in college rather than just getting a good quarterback to run the system or contouring to. This is what I mean by playing to your strengths as a team, not trying to make your team fit into a certain style of football. You got to play with your hand you're dealt. Okay. So after Steve Spurrier, he fires Steve Spurrier, and then he'll follow up with some kind of hard-nosed coach to kind of fix things for a couple of minutes. For example, I think he followed up with Marty Schottenheimer. And Marty Schottenheimer is not a bad coach. Okay, Marty Schottenheimer is the only coach to ever go 13-3, lose an AFC Championship game, and get fired. Explain that one to me. He's the only coach to ever do that.
Dude, you come on, seriously. Harbaugh was fired. It wasn't a mutual separation. Everyone knew all season long that they wanted to get rid of him. And why in the hell? And I said this last week, 2 weeks ago. But why would you want to get rid of a guy who literally got you to the championship game twice, to the playoffs 3 times, and boloed on 1 year? Seriously? That just tells me you're in a, not necessarily a rebuilding phase, but you're in a retooling phase. You should have held on.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
I think the management out there is just as bad as.
Well, back to my point is he likes to go with a big name hire, and then follow up with a no name, and in case the no name works out, he looks like a genius. Example: after Marty Schottenheimer, he went with another big name, Joe Gibbs. He had Joe Gibbs for a while. Joe Gibbs is a good coach, but Joe Gibbs could not handle this guy.
If it weren't for Joe Gibbs Racing, I wouldn't even know who the dude is. I'm not gonna lie.
He did win some Super Bowls.
I did not grow up in that era.
He did win.
Well, I did grow up in that era.
I think he won a Super Bowl the year of the Scabs. The year that
so many movies made about that.
There's one movie I know of. This is sort of
well, not directly, but yeah.
So then he hires, after Joe Gibbs, he hires Jim Zorn. Who's Jim Zorn? He was a quarterback coach for Seattle. That's who Jim Zorn was. So, and we didn't have a bad year the first year, but I still think I was a carryover Gibbs. So then we get rid of Zorn, and we hire a big name again, Mike Shanahan. Okay? Now Mike Shanahan's gone. We go with a no name, Jay Gruden, who has a famous brother, but Jay Gruden is not famous. And now we go with another no name by getting a defensive coordinator who was a linebacking coach for the goddamn Chargers. Seriously, hire the big name guy. Seriously, give him the money and hire the big name guy.
Do it.
He does this, and this is what I meant by going full circle. Is he just tries to make himself look like a genius, and he makes himself look like an asshole, and he never fucking realizes it. How arrogant are you to as a man, to not understand what you're doing screws over the whole team, and you're not progressing as a person, as a program, and as a franchise? That you are in your own way. Now, I do like the hire of Scott, whatever his name is, the new GM.
Oh, yeah.
He did build the 49ers, and he also built the Seahawks.
That was a good idea.
Yeah. Now, if you're going to stay the fuck out of the way, I like it. But if you're not, then it's going to be rough. You're going to keep screwing people over. You're going to keep screwing the fans over who have been loyal their entire goddamn life, and am getting very fucking impatient. I only recall 3 years in the playoffs, and I'm 27 years old. I recall Brad Johnson fumbling a football. I recall the year Sean Taylor was killed, and I called 2 years ago when RG3 was a rookie. Okay? That is on you.
The two teams I follow have won 2 Super Bowls apiece, so.
Well, I'm a 49er fan. The first Super Bowl I remember is the 49ers beating the shit out of the San Diego Chargers. That's actually the first one I remember.
Wow, really?
94?
I think the first Super Bowl I actually remember watching, the Bills won.
Bills have never won a Super Bowl.
Are you sure?
Yeah. They went
Were
four
they
straight.
there? Yeah, they went 4 straight years. Okay, that's why I remember.
I think 2 of them were Dallas, one was to the Redskins, and one was to the Giants, I believe.
Are you done with your Redskins rant?
I'm done with my Redskins rant.
Okay, so apparently everyone is sucking Dan Quinn's dick. Everybody wants the defensive coordinator from the Seahawks. He's interviewed literally with every vacancy currently open.
Can we sign
right
him?
now.
God damn it, why can we sign him?
Everyone's interviewing him. Doug Marone's only been interviewed by the Falcons and the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. But everyone wants Dan Quinn. Apparently Dan Quinn is the hot commodity this year.
I'm done with football unless you want.
Are we done with football?
Done with football.
The Seahawks cheerleaders are cute. Their uniforms are the
I'm pretty
best.
sure all cheerleaders are cute except for Pittsburgh's.
You know what? Your cheerleaders have something going for them.
What's that?
I'm not going to lie. The Redskins cheerleaders, their outfits this year, very skimpy in the rear. Very skimpy in the rear. Very nice to watch.
I went to school with one of those girls.
My wife asked me this year, she's like, what's the point of the cheerleaders? And right then, the butts flashed up on the screen. I said, there it is. That's the point. Actually, I really shouldn't say that because a girl I used to work with, daughter, was a Redskin cheerleader, but she's not now.
Who's that?
Carol Savage.
No, never mind. I know a girl named Griffin.
Bethany Savage. Bethany Savage Hammer is her new name. Yeah. Her maiden name is Savage. She married a guy named Hammer. She went with the hyphen. Boom. That's like going to be the coolest kid ever.
Yeah.
Savage Hammer.
Bob.
It doesn't even matter what his first
Doesn't matter
name
what his first.
Eustace Savage Hammer. Doesn't even matter.
Bobby Savage Hammer.
It doesn't matter. He's going to have the coolest last
Doesn't
name on the
matter.
face of the earth. Savage Hammer.
No,
You should call him Damn.
The girl I was talking about, her name's Samantha. Ring a bell. I don't know.
He's playing his fucking game again.
It's not even loading. I'm being mad about it. All right.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi's being dumb.
Time for nerd stuff. No, your Wi-Fi's not being dumb.
Oh, something that we've never brought up on this show.
What's that?
Person of Interest.
Never watched it.
That is a fantastic show. In this story arc that they're currently in, the 3-parter with Agent Shaw being kidnapped by Samaritan agents. So awesome. And I decided earlier today, and I don't know how you guys are going to do it because I realize that the whole entirety of the season is already filmed. If you do not call the quote-unquote machine Guardian by the end of it, you're fucking up. And if you're seeing this, you need to go back and change it so the machine's name is officially the Guardian. Calling it the machine all the time is just a little bit annoying. You have Samaritan versus Guardian. That's what it needs to be. All right, I'm done with Person of Interest.
Never watched it.
Please do.
I downloaded a bunch of episodes. I just never got around to watching it.
Please do. It's very good. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Other shows.
The setup is rough. Oh, and speaking of the setup, the 5-episode rule.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Constantine.
Do you like it or hate it?
Oh God, it was terrible.
Told you.
I had to gut it out. And then I you know what? I didn't go the full 5. I went 3.5, and I was just like, "You're sucking up space on my DVR that can be used somewhere else." Bye, done.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I at least can go
I had
finish the
such
series.
high hopes because that trailer we watched made it look
Yeah.
amazing. It made it look funny and witty and intelligent, and it was just it wasn't doing it for me. Sorry. And I usually love that kind
No,
of
I
shit.
completely agree with you, buddy.
It was
Can't
like
help what you
a
can't help.
toned down Supernatural, but worse.
Not even no. If you like Supernatural, I told you Salem is better, or not Salem. Sleepy Hollow is closer to Supernatural, in my opinion.
I'm completely caught up on Sleepy Hollow.
I'm not. I'm like 4 episodes back, but I did catch up on at least the 4th season of Walking Dead.
So we're completely caught up on Walking Dead now.
4th season. I'm not midway through 5. We're at the mid-season finale.
You're killing me. The mid-season finale for 5 is so good and so terrible all at the same time. You will cry. You will cry.
Yeah, probably.
You'll cry as much as I did last Sunday.
Don't look back.
I'm just saying. Not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that. Neither here nor there. We already covered that.
Let's see. I think I found a picture of the girl I used to go to high school with. I'm trying. There. No, that's not her.
Yeah, she's cute.
Oh, cute.
Anyway.
Redskins cheerleaders. Can't be picky about that. Okay. Nerd stuff. Agent Carter.
Do you still have your note? No. Okay. I didn't watch it yet. Is it good?
Oh my god, it's very good.
Do I get the Howling Commandos in the first episode?
Yes.
Because I feel like I'm going to be let down. Do I get Captain America in the first episode?
Sort of, kind of. From the movie. but it's still in there.
Well, but yeah, that's how you have to start the whole entire thing is with that scene from the movie.
It's really, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay. So. I recorded the second episode last night, so now I got 3 hours of it on dock. Maybe that'll be tonight's thing.
I really thoroughly enjoyed it, so can't say anything bad about it. I really like the show. The woman who stars in it, I can't think of her name, but she's just freaking gorgeous. She's a gorgeous woman.
Yeah, but that's like one of those. Well, she's pretty regardless, but man, you throw a girl in 40s garb and she's still hot, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to look hot wearing what you guys had to back then. Sorry.
I don't know. She plays it off really well. And one when she's a blonde, she's like in a dress. She has her Kate Upton tits sticking out, you know. Kate Upton did.
I'll have to check it out. I'm behind.
When you get to watch, you'll enjoy it. I know you too well, and I think you'll like it.
Well, I like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though there have been so many complaints this year about the season thus far, but I think it's been amazing.
I love this.
I like the way they're going with it.
The mid-season finale wasn't too bad either. I am a little curious as to where they're going from there. But
I like the fact that they're going really, really comic booky with it. I like the fact that they're playing that angle out. They're not afraid to go there. They're not afraid to lose people on the joke. I think it can work to their benefit. I think Marvel is playing it very intelligently. You might get some back issue readers now. You might get people going back to try, wait a minute, why did this really happen? Did that really happen? Look it up because a lot of the stuff that they show reference to happened in the books. You just got to spend some time and read. And I know reading's really hard now with the internet, but you should try it sometime.
I love reading.
I love reading on there.
I love looking stuff up and then reading.
I would rather hold a book. There's just something about that weight in your hands.
I feel you on that. But kids, get out there. Watch Agent Carter. It's really good.
Watch it.
It's a really good show. I'm
going to do that tonight.
You're going to watch it tonight? It's 3 episodes now.
I know. Yeah, I'll get it. Well, I also got to catch up on that and Face Off and Framework.
There wasn't a Gotham Monday night.
No Gotham.
So don't worry about that.
Yeah, like anyone was going to really seriously put a new episode of anything on against the first college football playoff, which we did not discuss.
We'll discuss that for 5 minutes.
I had Oregon.
Oregon shot themselves in the foot too much too early. They had 2 drops, big drops.
It wasn't Marcus Mariota's fault.
I don't think
those people evaluating him for your teams, Chip Kelly, I'm looking at you, buddy. I'm looking at you. I think, yeah, that's going to happen.
I'm going to have to start agreeing with some of the haters. I don't think he's a great quarterback. Great player, but not a great quarterback.
I did not say that, but every time he put the ball right where it needed to be, and his receivers did not make the play. He was...
We have 2 third-down conversions in the fourth quarter I can refer to. The second drive you had after you made Ohio punt the football. I think they punted. You had a 3rd and 3, and the wide receiver hits him right in the chest and hits the ground. Stalls your second drive.
Wide receiver's fault.
Yeah, wide receiver's fault.
Because he's not throwing that ball as hard as Brett Favre did, so there's no excuse for that.
The very next drive, the very next possession after Ohio State came down and scored, the very next possession, you have a guy wide open for like a 50-yard gain. What does he do? Oh my God, I got to roll with the football for it. Oh, I dropped it. Wide open, I dropped it. Now, he did make up for it, but it still doesn't take away the fact that they had 2 possessions they could have scored touchdowns on. They could have 21-0 real fucking quick.
Yeah, but like I said, granted, he's not the best decision maker. He does good at
Mariota? No, he's a great decision maker. He's just not a great arm. I just don't think
he put the ball where it needed to be. The guys who were there just couldn't do anything with it.
There are already 2 better quarterbacks in general, just quarterbacks. Already. Kobe Jones.
Okay. I'll give you that one. I'll allow.
Jones, the quarterback for Ohio.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
I already think he's.
Well, he's not going anywhere. He
is.
Well, better. No. He's not coming out.
Yeah, he is. He's going to college.
Bullshit, I'm telling you.
He's going pro.
No, he's not.
There's no way he's not going pro. If
he is staying.
No, if he stays, he's wasting. He has 1 year left. He is a junior. If he goes pro now, he has stock.
I read the report earlier. So far, he stayed. Mariota is coming out. Mariota is filing his paperwork at the end of the week.
There's no reason. Okay, there's no reason for Mariota to go or stay because you're not going to get any better at throwing the football by running a read option. In college, you're not going to get better at it. But he needs to go now. He needs to go and start learning the pro systems. That's the first thing. Now with Jones, With Jones,
Cardell.
sorry, not Jacoby. Jacoby Jones plays for Ravens, my bad. Cardell Jones, he needs to go now. Here's why. You got Barrett, and who's the other quarterback?
Yeah, I know, but both of them are good.
Yeah, exactly. And his senior year is going to be sitting on the bench.
Mm.
And both of those guys are going to play over him.
Yeah, but a 3-game resume, man. That's okay. 2 of the most important games of your actually all 3 games. Are the most important games of your college career.
And
but man,
I understand what you're saying, but he'll go like 3rd or 4th round. He'll sit behind someone who'll get experience and he'll learn the game, which will be better for him than staying in college. He'll get less money. He'll get a little less money because he's a 3rd or 4th rounder. I'm pretty sure someone's going to take him 2nd round. Some team, like maybe, let's say Peyton Manning stays. Wouldn't it be a great idea if they just took him 2nd round and he learned from Peyton Manning?
Okay, I'm not saying John Elway's
Drew Brees.
Hold on.
Sorry,
I'm not saying John Elway's racist, but I don't think he'd get a bad quarterback. I'm just saying that.
Okay, I understand that.
I'm just saying that.
I'm just saying he has stock now. He has leverage, and he's played great all 3 games.
Yeah, but he's got to.
I
guess he's athletic enough to be all right at the combine. But the one thing
he is 6'5", and he is like 280 or 260.
He's
big.
He's like 2'5", 256. They upped his stats for the game. But I will say this. Marcus Mariota, this loss, I don't think it hurt you. I think it actually helped you a little bit because I think it's going to put you farther down in position to reunite with Chip Kelly and go to the Eagles.
Well, see,
I would love to see
this
that.
is where I would disagree.
I really would love to see that.
I would love to see it too.
Because they're both already familiar with the offense.
And I'm a Redskin fan, so I don't want him to go.
Well, of course you don't want him to do that.
But
he's not going to the Redskins.
I disagree with you. In this game, they didn't bring.
You don't think it'd be fun to see coach and student reunited with already the same mentality?
Reunited and it feels so good.
Okay, he did that this week now.
But my point with him is he got beat in the championship game, not because the team brought the house and got to him before he could throw the football. They dropped 8 like every single time and were forcing him to throw the football. And he wasn't beating them that way.
Wow.
And he could not run their defenders.
But you couldn't put all of that on him because when the guy's out there and you throw it right here between the numbers,
and
he goes,
but that was the first half. Second half, he didn't do anything. He tried. He just couldn't do it by himself.
Well, he caught up the first part of the second half.
He did.
Blew him out of the
water. That's because the defense got 2 turnovers the first 2 possessions. I told you, their defenses are opportunists.
His defense was trying their damnedest all the way the first half of that game. They were
Ezekiel
really giving
Elliott,
him every
he
opportunity.
might be the first round running back in the last 3 years. He will go first round. That guy can run the freaking football.
He's not coming out this year.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah, he better.
Ezekiel Elliott?
Oh yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's a sophomore.
You know the perfect place for him to go?
He's a sophomore.
Doesn't matter. If you have a redshirt year and then you have 2 years of playing,
I'm just telling you, he's a sophomore.
That's fine. He'll probably go first round. As long as you have a redshirt year and you play 2 years, you're fine. You have to be in college 3 years. That's the rule.
Take another year, get your degree. Don't be a dumbass.
They're
not going to get that injured playing in the Big Ten.
You're a running back. You're going to get injured. Look at
You're
both the
playing
quarterbacks
in the Big Ten.
Look at both your quarterbacks. If both of those guys were seniors, their careers would be done. Go pro. Barrett and whoever the other one is, Braxton Miller. Is that his name? Yeah, Braxton Miller.
Braxton.
They could have gone pro last year. They didn't. Now they're stuck. They got to go 1 more year to build themselves up. And only one of them is going to go pro now.
Well, Braxton really wouldn't need to stay another year. He wouldn't have to.
I still say Jones should go because his stock is high. Someone will take him late round. He'll get money. He doesn't want to be in college anyway. You hear about his tweets he had when he first got drafted or got recruited, right? Well, basically said
I don't follow Ohio State because I'm a Boise State.
No, they were talking about it on ESPN. They're like, whenever he first got recruited, he got punished and put on probation for not going to classes. Like, I'm not brought here to go to classes. I'm brought here to play football. Going to class is not going to help my future.
Okay,
it's not I'm interested in.
That's automatically a guy I wouldn't want on my team because he doesn't understand the fact that you have to be a rookie before you can be a veteran. That's the guy that's going to be bawling, bitching, and crying because he's getting hazed. And I'm sorry, you can say there's no hazing rule. Everyone gets hazed. Everyone gets hazed at some point in their life. It's life.
He's an honor student now, so obviously Urban Meyer got to. I think that's one thing we're not really talking about here. How good a coach Urban Meyer is.
Urban Meyer's a great coach.
He's a fantastic
got
coach. 3 national titles.
He's got 2 with FSU or 3? No,
2 with FS.
2 FU.
FU.
3 total
UF.
now, or
It's
3
UF,
before?
not FU.
Whatever.
He's got 2, and he's got his third one because of Ohio.
Okay. Well, so,
Same as.
and first season as head coach or second?
Oh, this is third.
Is it? He's been there 3 years.
He was.
Oh, did he take over when they were still blacklisted?
Yeah, but he went undefeated that year, and he wasn't allowed to have a bowl game.
Oh, that's right.
And
That's
then
right.
last year he lost to someone in some kind of bowl game. He was 11-1. Who did he lose to last
He
year?
lost to a good team though. He still.
Oh
Got
yeah,
respect.
but he got destroyed. Clemson. He got beat by Clemson by like 40.
Clemson had a good team.
Clemson has a good team every year. They just some reason big games they don't show up. Like the Florida State game. And then this year he went. He lost one game. That was at Virginia Tech. So he's really, and he did say like in an interview, they showed an interview with him like in the season. He's like, we're not a bad team now, but next year is going to be our year. And we are just loaded. We're going to run the Big Ten. So next year I'm a little curious to see how they are because they have 3 quarterbacks now. If all 3 of them stay, you could probably you can do quarterback by committee for God's sake. You can run one quarterback in who can run, another one in that can run and throw, and another one in that's got a cannon for an arm. Just
No one's gonna have high draft stock in quarterback by committee. It doesn't work that way.
yeah, I know.
I mean, I understand what you're saying about Cardell, but
you got to go now. He's got 2. You got to compete with 2 guys, plus he can get hurt.
yeah,
Look at the other 2. They got hurt this year. That's why he had his chance.
this is his senior year coming up, or is he in it now, or he's going
Jones
for his
is
fifth?
a junior. Jones is a junior.
Is he a 3-year junior or a 5-year junior?
I'm pretty sure.
College football is
it's
kind of
his
confusing
third year.
that way.
He had a redshirt year, which is say that. So I think it's his 4th year.
Okay,
Fourth
4th-year junior.
So
Okay, you should have your 4-year degree. Go on my way.
you can always go back to college. You can always go back to college. You can't go.
Okay, other than like Bo Jackson and Larry Fitzgerald, who went back to college?
A lot of guys go back to college. Shaq went back to college after 1 year in college.
And what did he get a degree?
He has 3 degrees: broadcasting, law enforcement, I think juvenile justice, and I don't remember his other one, but I know he has 3 degrees.
And he can't get one in English.
Yeah, well,
I'm just
no,
saying.
he knows English. He's pretty articulate for a big and dumb he is. You ever heard Cat?
Charles Barkley,
Cat
go
Williams?
back and get a degree in English, please.
Charles
You
Barkley
have the
does have
money.
some degrees, man.
In English?
Communications.
How in the fuck did anyone give that shit a
Well, he
fucking
doesn't-
degree?
Okay, he does have a degree. It's not like he has a master's in it. He does have a degree.
A negative associates
rephrase
in
that.
communication?
No, let me rephrase that. A PhD. He doesn't have a PhD. Master's. Everyone has a master's nowadays, pretty much.
You don't have a master's or nobody.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have a PhD in theoretical physics.
I bet you do. Theoretically.
Theoretically.
Back on nerd stuff. Sorry.
We are very tangential. That is a word.
Whatever that means. We are that. All right, Gotham last week.
You don't know what tangential means? It means we have a. We like to just go off in other directions on whatever reason.
We're very hard to stay on topic. That's the best way to put it. It's very hard for us to stay on topic.
We're off the cuff.
Yeah, what is in the scripted? So
Which we got a compliment about.
we did. We definitely got complimented about.
So you know it's real because there's no editing involved.
Gotham. What a good. First off, I'm glad it's back on TV. I missed it the last month and a half.
Yeah, about a month.
Good episode.
And you were so worried about what was going to happen to him in Arkham, and I told you it's character
I'm still
building.
worried.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm still worried about it.
I think
I'm
it's
so
going to be
worried
good.
about
I think
how-
it's going to be a good route for the character. We got to meet Batman's doctor,
Yeah.
Beverly.
Yes.
Or whatever her last name is.
Tompkins.
Yeah, there you
Sounds
go.
all right.
Yeah.
I remember that. Or Thompson, something like that. Tompkins.
It's building more characters into the thing, and I think we're going to meet more of the
I think we saw
second,
the
third
Electrocutioner.
tier Bat villains.
I think we saw the Electrocutioner. That's who the guy was shocking people. That is a Batman. Very, very obscure Batman villain, but
Fourth tier. Like below the laptop while
Yeah.
I wave my hand.
very obscure Electrocutioner.
The Electrocutioner.
Well, Electrocutioner is built approved, but it depends on what you look at it. Do they have him listed as that? You looking that up?
No, I'm bringing up IMDb because usually when we get to this point in the conversation, it becomes
Yeah, the
standard protocol.
female doctor was pretty hot.
Yeah, who also played a villain in the series V on ABC, who also played a villain in Stargate.
So maybe she's going to be a villain in this one.
No, she's going to be a good guy. Everyone knows that.
What else happened in that episode? Barbara tried to call back. Oh, that's going to be something that's going to develop.
Oh, that whole... That...
Ivy. Ivy's a little bitch. Ivy's a little bitch.
Why would... I just don't even know why you even bother answering the phone in a house you're not even supposed to be at.
Yeah, it makes no damn
sense. It's
like
me robbing your house and being like, you calling.
And then take
call your mom and dad and be like, hey, are you guys alright? And I just go, hey, what's up? The fuck are you doing in my house? Robbing it. Click.
I'd be like robbing the house and then taking selfies with all the stuff you just took.
There's your parents tied up in the background. Click. They're unharmed. Except for that fucking dog.
Good episode. It just doesn't make any damn sense.
I like what they're doing with it. I think this is just a half season of character building, plot development, introducing more of the lesser known villains into the general populace. And by the end of it, he's going to do something so fantastic that it's going to... Well, no, they're going to have to bring in a new manager of the asylum because, well, that guy's not going to work there anymore.
Well, Hugo Strange, Harley Quinn... We got to get Hugo Strange, Harleen Quinzel. That's actually her name, Dr. Quinzel. Harleen.
Dr. Harley Quinzel.
Harleen.
Harleen.
Her name is actually Harleen.
Harleen Quinzel.
Yes.
Whatever.
Harleen Marie Quinzel.
But the Joker wouldn't be there yet. I'm just saying.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't, but you think you would actually see them there.
Because I would always... My assumption was always that Bruce Wayne and the Joker were always very close in age. Like within 5 years of each other.
That sounds about right. I subscribe to this theory.
Yeah, there we go.
A theory on who the Joker actually is.
I don't like his fan theories. Don't tell me it's the fucking Penguin again. I'm going to hit you with a beer can.
No, it's not the Penguin. It's the theory that the Joker, the character, is a POW. Or not a POW, a war veteran who is going through a lot of PTSD? Post-traumatic stress. PTSD.
We had this discussion in episode 2 and 3, I believe.
That is the theory, and if you watch The Dark Knight, it makes sense. He's very good at hand-to-hand combat, yet he is scrawny. Like compared to Batman, Heath Ledger's character was not very big, and he's never been really big.
The Joker's never been drawn big.
No,
everyone who's played him is other than Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson, I think, was the beefiest guy to ever portray that character.
Well, they played him based on his acting, not based on his physique. So,
I'm just saying, he's still doing a good job.
Yeah. But
for the time.
Yeah, but yet he's very good at hand-to-hand combat. He is almost like an expert at hand-to-hand combat. If you watch the movie Dark Knight, remember when he's sitting there after Batman just beat the shit out of him, he's talking to that cop about which of his friends are cowards. Yeah. That cop's got a good 50 pounds on him.
Yeah.
And somehow the Joker has a way to overpower him and just drag him out of there by his neck with a knife through his throat and got his arm pinned behind his back, so on and so forth. That's like the first thing. The second thing is he always knows about like police protocol and how being able to, that's what I'm trying to think of here. Knowing predictability would be the best way to put it. Understanding predictability on human nature and like police
tactics.
Protocol. So
he's military spec ops, probably / psyops. I agree with you wholeheartedly. He would have to be in the. There's only like 2 branches I could really see that coming in.
His knowledge of bombs, how to get a hold of them underground, how to get a hold of weapons, how to manipulate weak-minded people to help him, like the people in Arkham.
There's only 3 tags in the military that would come with that level of knowledge of all of those things, and that would be
SEALs,
Rangers, and Sappers.
Yeah. So I believe it. I mean, I don't think anyone can really argue with me. Oh, he's just some crazy guy. No. You have to learn these things.
Yeah, it's like them saying Cobra Commander was a used car salesman that just lost his mind. Sorry,
I would go as far if he had a different accent. He could Spetsnaz. He could really pull off as a Spetsnaz. Because that's more controlled chaos, and if that snaps, that's more likely to be to that degree.
Well, but the
Russians, by the way, Spetsnaz are like Russians' version of like our special forces, like Navy SEALs or whatever. Very well trained. They're one of the greatest fighters in the history of mankind.
Well, in saying that, and since we're going to expound on this at length apparently, it could be Spetsnaz, or he could go German Special Forces because those two organizations are world renowned.
GTS SWAT or GTS?
Well, they're world renowned for
GTS.
training infiltration units that speak perfect dialectual English to where they are going to be inserted. Like, that's a real thing. You watch the show Homeland and you're like, what? No, that's a thing. That has happened.
You know where that started, right? In the 1940s.
Germany.
Yeah.
It started in Germany. That's why I brought them up.
Battle of the Bulge was the last German offensive in World War II. Reason why is they had English-speaking troops, and it was really foggy. That's the first thing, so they couldn't bomb properly. Second thing, they get in hand-to-hand combat, and they had English-speaking troops without accents, so it was really hard to fight. And they would hear one thing, and another thing would happen because they were understanding each other. You don't usually have opponents in war that speak the same language.
But Germany started that. And so Russia capitalized on it. Like, all that shit. Salt?
Yeah.
All those movies, it might have been something you watched on television and you took for granted. Guess what? That shit actually did happen during the Cold War.
Yeah.
That's not some made-up bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of it. A lot of that happened. But full circle.
Watch Gotham.
Gotham was good. Oh, hey. I gotta tell you something. You remember the show?
You poked me.
Sorry, The Cape. You poked me back.
I love The Cape. I absolutely love that show.
In The Cape, the chess master, that had like the eye thing that looked like a chess piece on. He plays the villain in Carter.
Oh, interesting. Oh, the Nazi guy?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm thinking Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Never mind.
You're thinking Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm talking about Agent Carter.
I figured that would be the tie-in because that was the season opener for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this year, was that Nazi guy getting something and then Carter showing up with the Howling Commandos and taking it off of him, and that was like a thing. I figured that's where Agent Carter would open up.
No, it picks up after the war. I'll ruin it a little bit for you. It picks up after the war, and like she's got like a desk job, and they don't treat her like an agent. They got like it's called the SSR, Secret something.
Secret Scientific Reserve.
Research or Reserve, whatever you want to call it. And they treating her like, get my coffee, bitch, check my mail, answer all my phone calls, write down all my messages. She's basically a glorified secretary.
Is Tony's dad in it?
Yes, he actually is in it. That's what the first episode starts out with, is he's being accused of war crimes.
Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, Tony's dad.
Tony's dad, yes. Like, lots of war crimes. And their job is to find him. So he seeks out Agent Carter and convinces her to help clear his name.
Oh.
Because he has what he calls his bad babies. There's like ideas he came up with, but he hid them in a vault so that no one could get to him. Well, someone broke into his vault and took all his ideas. And they're selling them. Okay. There's like the guy I'm talking about, one of the villains. He's dead now, but he was a villain in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
He was used to one of his ideas, it makes like a really bomb this big, and it can like level an entire building.
Ah.
It's like an explosion and then a repulse, and it pulls everything in. You'll see what I'm talking about.
I love implosion.
And then there's a guy helping Carter, and that's what's his name's Butler. So it's them two, and he convinced her to help. He's like, if you need anything, my butler will help you, yada yada yada. And she's dealing with her own personal issues too, because she's still in love with Rogers.
Oh, who wouldn't be?
Yeah, I mean,
Seriously.
Yeah. No, I would.
Kind of love the Shield.
But, okay.
Wow.
Ant-Man. We saw the trailer for it.
Have
you seen the second trailer for Avengers yet?
Yeah.
Looks really freaking good.
Why do you think I watched the game on Monday night?
Just for that?
Pretty much. Nice. I wanted Oregon to win, but whatever.
But Ant-Man, I think it's going to be really good. Now, remember how we looked at him like there's Wasp? Wasp was in it because he jumped on the back of like a flying thing.
Yeah, so it looks like a robotic Wasp now.
It's not. It's, for what I've heard of what Charlie, Emergency Awesome, love you buddy, what he said is that I've never read Ant-Man very much. Have you read a lot of Ant-Man?
The only version of Ant-Man that I've come to understand was with the Ultimate storyline in the early 2000s.
Apparently, one of the versions had the ability to like control ants and like flying ants. And that is what that is. He has the ability to control ants and like have them come help him. So he gets a flying ant, jumps on the back of one and leaves. So he's not sure if that's Wasp or not. Wasp will be in it. If there's going to be Ant-Man,
Wasp in there. That's kind of like 6 of one, half dozen the other. You really can't have Ant-Man without Wasp.
They need a bunch more women.
They're both going to be introduced in Avengers. They have to be.
It's starting to become a sausage fest. Got to fix that. Okay. Same with Justice League. Starting to become a sausage.
There's always been sausage fests.
There are great female like superheroes, protagonists that you could use. They just don't use them as much.
I'm interested in seeing how Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch end up becoming part of the Avengers by the end of that, because they're not going to stay bad guys and they're not going to kill them.
Yeah, that's true. Wasp.
Putting money on that.
Well, see, okay, here's a great example of how you counter that. Look at X-Men. Plenty of good female characters in it.
Yeah.
You got Jennifer Lawrence. You got whoever played the Frost icy diamond face chick. Can't think of her name.
Oh, you're going back to First Class.
Yeah, First Class. Because I don't like the first three.
Well, I mean, you don't even have to talk about who they actually are, but you can talk about
Rogue.
the White Queen, Rogue.
You got Halle Berry.
Kitty Pryde, which everyone knows her as Kitty Pryde.
So that's like, just need more women in it. Need more women. And I do like.
But it did start out as a boys' club, and it expanded over time, just like the Fantastic Four. It's always been one chick, maybe two, depending on which version, because for whatever reason, and it was never properly explained to me, She-Hulk was a member of the Fantastic Four. But whatever.
That doesn't make any damn sense. But okay.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
But Ant-Man looks really good. The question is, who's the villain?
Yeah. Sorry, I can't help you with that either.
You know how a couple weeks ago you were talking about how in DC universe is like a lot of rich guys are like superheroes.
Yeah.
End up being superheroes. I thought of a parody of that in the Marvel universe. In Marvel universe, there's a lot of rich organizations that superheroes try to take down.
Yeah, because they're evil. They want to control the world.
Yeah. Okay. So
usually,
why is that okay to destroy industry and affect jobs?
Seriously.
But okay, but apparently the plot.
Do you really want to have a poli-sci discussion with this guy?
Try, but like from what I've read, the plot basically is there's an industry and you see all the glimpses of this big business or whatever, or big like industrial firm or whatever the case may be, and his job is to take it down. Like why? I'm just curious as to. You don't have that so much in the DC universe.
It's always a bad guy.
Where you have bad people trying to take down the corporate industry or the structure of America.
And then the good guys fight them off.
Yes. And in the DC universe, it's the reverse of that. Apparently the bad guys are corporate America, and the superheroes take them down. Yes.
Well, no, you said DC.
I meant to say
that. But that's fine, because it's more realistic, because right now, for this day and age, who's the enemy? Corporate America. They're all trying to fuck us.
No, they're not.
They are.
Without corporate America, we don't have 90%. We don't have this.
Corporate America. We don't have a lot of things. But the point is everything that you see that comes out, like you'll read it on Facebook, oh, pink slime is going to fucking kill us. Well, guess what? I've been eating McNuggets since '84, and I'm still fucking sitting here. I'm not dead yet.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying, but.
Corporate America is not the bad guy, but corporate America is currently being perceived as the bad guy, and Marvel has always been very good at going after what is perceived to be evil and attacking it. I mean, seriously, they came up with Captain America to fight Hitler. Like, that was the cover of the first comic book, was him punching Hitler. That was the whole point of the thing. That's the bad guy right now.
Which is the only one of the Avengers not created by Stan Lee.
Because he was created before Stan Lee started there. Anyway.
So. Anything else you want to talk about?
I was thinking there was something else I was going to go off on.
Another tangent.
Oh, we love tangents. No, I think it's it. I cover college football, all of our nerd stuff. Oh, you wanted to talk about Taken 3?
Taken 3,
probably not the best version of that story.
it's not a bad movie. Don't get me wrong, but there are definitely, there's definitely better Liam Neeson movies. But let's be honest, you can watch Liam Neeson kill time, and it's still pretty fun.
Yeah, he did say that.
So, I do like Liam Neeson's one of my favorite actors. The movie is not bad. It's just because of the other two, it does not live up to that standard. A standalone movie, it's not bad. I give it like a C+ through B-.
Yeah.
But when you compare them to the other ones, not even close. It's not bad. It's still not bad, but
theater watch or television watch?
It's a television watch. So if you have a desire,
I was planning on that.
If your heart's desire is to go see it, it is worth paying to see it. I probably wouldn't pay to see it again. But
I could save my money and go see Jupiter Ascending though.
Yeah,
I'm really curious about that.
I was wondering about that.
Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis.
I was wondering about that, and here's why. That movie was supposed to come out like 3 years ago.
Was it 3?
Remember the girl I used to be involved with? You seen a picture of her? Yeah. She wanted me to take her to that like 3 years ago. And for some reason, remember a couple years ago, whenever we had you had the movie, the new G.I. Joe, coming out about the same week or close to
G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Yeah, when it was about to come out the same week as Avengers. Then they said, screw it, we're just going to release it next year. That way it doesn't compete with the Avengers for money, screen time, or whatever.
Well, that and they wouldn't do the whole 3D thing.
Well, I also thought, for some reason, there was a big complaint that Duke was dying. That was Junior Duke.
Who gives a shit?
But I'm just saying, why did they do that? I would look that up for me if you could. If you could look that up, because I'm not going to be able to look up fast enough on here.
What do you want?
Jupiter Ascending. Why was Jupiter Ascending pushed back like 2 years? If you can Google it or
Not really. Just type that in. No, it's just okay. Never mind. I didn't have my cursor.
Why did Jupiter Ascend? If you just
If I typed it wrong, Google will fix it for me. Google's smart like that.
You ever seen the YouTube video of Google when Google was a guy? Watch it. It's really funny.
February 15. July 18th.
Or maybe that's on DVD.
Alright, we'll go with that.
No, it
Telegraph.co.uk.
It, honest to goodness, was coming out 2 years ago. I went and saw a movie, the trailer for it.
Was it that long ago? I think you're thinking of another movie.
It was 2 or 3 years ago. I'm serious.
I'm thinking you're thinking of another movie. I think my wife's asleep.
Jupiter Ascending.
And hence.
Postponed. First thing that came up.
We use cookies.
Oh, okay, got it. It was supposed to come out in summer 2014.
Okay, so it was last year.
Yes.
Or last season.
But I'm looking for, I think it was delayed twice, but I'm looking here. Hold on.
More time to complete complex CGI work on the $150 million project.
Okay.
I like how they refer to the Wachowskis as siblings now, not brothers. For obvious reasons. CGI. That's what it's going to tell you. CGI.
Yeah, that's what's polished.
They had to let the technology catch up to what they wanted to do.
They want to polish the shot. Plus, it's an IMAX. I might go see an IMAX.
I don't know if I'm going to go IMAX.
Dude, I do want to see The Seventh Son, though.
Really?
That looks really good. No, that looks really good.
I think it looks okay. It doesn't look like something that I'm like, I want to be balls deep in, like a squealing hog.
Oh, God. Someone say alright.
That gives that joke a whole new meaning, doesn't it?
Don't touch that, Larry. Don't touch that, Larry. Larry, don't touch that. Larry! Alright. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think it just about covered it.
Get out there, watch Agent Carter.
Buy all the Stargate you can find and watch the shit out of it because it is just awesome.
Jupiter Ascending doesn't look bad either.
Deadpool is now currently 13 months away. So you definitely want that on your calendar.
Just keep counting it, don't you?
Yeah, the fuck? Yeah! Where are we at right now? Yeah. 2 days from now, a year from now, Deadpool will be in theaters.
What is it? The year and 2 months, we have the Dawn of Justice. Comes out March.
Is it that long?
Yeah.
No, is it March or are they shooting for May?
March, because they
Usually they're
because initially they were both like they were playing chicken. Them and Marvel released
with Captain America.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play chicken with Captain America.
No one wants to play chicken with Marvel. Marvel, unless let me put it this way.
Warner Brothers, be smart about it. Give yourself a 2-month window in order for the box office proceeds to drop off and be new.
See, I think this shit's going later in the summer. That's my opinion.
2 months. 2 months. If Captain America is dropping in May, your choices are March or July. And usually July is when everyone puts.
Well,
up
there's another Marvel movie coming out in July.
Sinister 7. It's May and August.
Sinister 7.
No, that's Sony. That doesn't count.
It's still Marvel.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. The only Marvel movies that count is part of the franchise right now until Spider-Man gets folded in, unless this somehow is done in May. That's August.
Yeah, Fantastic Four. You have X-Men. You have Spider-Man. Sinister 7.
I don't know when Apocalypse is coming out. That's probably going to be an August movie because usually that's usually a July-August thing for Marvel. Is there?
That's still 2016. That's what I'm saying. And then you said there's the Age of Apocalypse after that, right? You said that's what you said.
Yes, they have to do Age of Apocalypse. This is the only time they're going to get a lead into that.
They're actually Gambit has a standalone movie this summer, I think.
Not this summer.
What all comes out this summer?
16.
The Avengers.
All right. You know what? It's easier if I just do this.
Yeah, I need to get my phone too. Ooh. Enhance.
No, that's not what it was. I was hoping that was the email from the HR guy telling me that my paternity leave was approved, but it wasn't. So, fuck it. It's not important.
The hell, HR rep. Okay. Marvel.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
Let's go. Hold on. Let's do comic book.
Oh, you're just doing that. I like to.
Movie releases. Sorry.
I actually like to go through the thing. Kamiko. Wow, there's actually movies coming out on my birthday this year. Seems so odd.
Comprehensive comic book movies.
Fast 7 on April 3rd. Go see it.
Fast 7.
Avengers Age of Ultron, May 1st. Mad Max Fury Road, May 15th.
I have no desire to see that.
What? Grow up. Jurassic World, June 12th.
Question, is Mel Gibson going to be in it?
What?
Fury Road.
Oh, fuck no.
Why not?
Mel Gibson lost his damn mind.
So, he was a great, did you not hear what Robert Downey Jr. said?
Ant-Man, July 17th. Wow, that is early. That was supposed to be an August release. What are you doing bumping that up?
Maybe they got it done.
August 7th, The Fantastic Four. Yeah, Straight Outta Compton, and then the first name listed on the thing is Paul Giamatti. When I think of Straight Outta Compton, Paul Giamatti is not a name that comes to mind. Sorry.
Let's see here. Strange Magic. It kind of doesn't look bad.
I'm already up to October, and I'm not seeing anything else from any other studio.
There's a movie about Manny Pacquiao. Liam Neeson, Mark Wahlberg in it.
He stars in it.
Liam Neeson, Mark Wahlberg in it.
He stars in it.
The Killers.
Manny Pacquiao stars in that movie.
Red Army.
And his cousin.
Duke of Burgundy. I don't know what that is. The Humbling Project Almanac. I remember seeing the trailer for
Project Almanac. It looks
Wild Card. Seventh Son. I want to see that. SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, I don't hate you, but
February 6th.
Not my thing.
Jupiter Ascending. February 6th. Nailed. Kingsman. I do want to see the Kingsman.
I do want to see the Kingsman.
50 Shades of Grey. I kind of want to see that anyway. It's gonna get me laid. So.
You have a girlfriend, as if you needed assistance.
Yeah, well, that's gonna push that little.
Do you need assistance?
Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Yeah, where is Super Troopers 2 at? I thought that was a thing.
Yeah, so did I.
And Clerks 3.
McFarland USA.
Yeah, I have no idea what that's going to be. Ted 2's coming out.
Focus.
It has Liam Neeson and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
You can't get much more awesome than that in one movie.
71. I don't even know what that is. Chappie.
No.
What's Chappie?
It's got Hugh Jackman. It's all about some guy who creates a robot and teaches it how to be human. It's from the same guy that did District 9. Same style. Same style of shooting. And I liked that movie, but I didn't like the style it was shot in. It was just kind of annoying with the camera frames.
I kind of want to see that, but I haven't seen Divergent. I haven't. I haven't seen it.
Do I need to see Divergent to see Insurgent?
Yes.
Really?
It's the second movie in
I wish they would have said that. I'd put that on my list.
I have it if you want it, sir.
No, I've seen Divergent. I didn't realize Insurgent was the second book of the franchise.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Because I'm still waiting for them to reboot Aragon because they fucked it up so horribly.
The Monkey Kingdom?
Nope. Was that the third Planet of the Apes film?
No, I just think it's a movie about monkeys. The Avengers, May 1st. And doesn't go further than that because I'm using Flickster.
Oh, yeah. Didn't take long at all for that to happen, did it?
Oh, nice.
Someone actually
jump on that. Let's jump on that bandwagon.
Ultra Saber just built it.
All right.
Flame birds.
All right, Internet. I think we're both done. Love to jaw your off some more, but we're going on almost an hour and a half.
Now we're going to go watch Gotham.
Yeah. Peace out.